Yo, still, man, what's the deal, man? I gotta take my dog. Y'all see Big Man in the back. Gotta take him to go, to the groomers and all that. And tonight, some of the fighters I got three fighters from my gym fighting. We dig, one of them is their second. They got about, I think maybe five pro bouts between the three of them. So we getting out, we getting out there in Lincoln, and we're gonna have a ball tonight, man. I can't wait. But peep game, man. We gotta get into this shit. I normally don't wear my hats like this, man. I'm a hat to the back type nigga. Shout out to TLC, rest in peace to Left Eye. But I want to rap about Xander Zayas, man. I'm digging what I'm seeing from dude. I think everybody needs to take all of their energy. Every Puerto Rican national, or just Puerto Rican, any fan, any fan of Puerto Rican descent, Puerto Rican descent needs to put all of their energies and their efforts into Xander Zayas, man. I think with Xander Zayas, what was dope is I think he's still growing into his body. He hasn't tapped into that grown man strength yet. So I think by the time he hits his mid-20s, late 20s, and he's up at 160 pounds, he'll punch with a little bit more of authority. But as of right now, it's looking like he's not going to be that big concussive puncher. So he's just really honing his skills and just really refining his skills, man. I was impressed with what I saw, bro. I was really impressed with what I saw. I dig the dude. I think the kid is talented, man. I think the kid is dope. I think he has real good technique, real real savvy in the pocket, man. Real sleek in the pocket, man. Hit you in the spots, hit you in the blind spots, right in range. Just when you think you fully covered up, man, he's exploiting that little hole in your defense, and he's doing it consistently. Like the kid is the truth, man. I don't really have any harsh criticisms of him, man. I don't have any. Sit down, big man. I don't really have any harsh criticisms of him. I don't think that it's nothing that I can say, yo, man, he needs to work on it. And I don't like being that guy anyway, man. I don't know, just not with no professional fighters. I don't like being that guy, being that guy with the cats at my gym on the amateur level, man. Cause I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I can't say anything that he needs to do this to add this to his game because I just think at this point in time it's just really working. He just really needs to hone in on working around, sharpening his tools. You dig? Not necessarily, not even sitting down on his punches. Just simply, all right, yo, I'm about to. We're working on countering. I'm looking to become one of the more effective counter punchers in the game. Working on defense, defending myself. Working on making you miss and making you pay. That's what I'm prone on working on right now. And he's doing that, man. The dude, man. I think the kid is dope. I think the kid is dope. And if we being real, they talk about him with Virgil Ortiz. I love that fight. I love that fight. I think that's a fight that we don't need to. Man, listen, man. He's already been in there with Patrick Teixeira, who's a former world champion. We do not need to wait. And Patrick Teixeira he beat Carlos Adames, a sitting world champion right now. We do not need to wait on him and Virgil Ortiz to happen. That fight needs to happen immediately. Immediately, man. Virgil Ortiz. There's a lot of people who feel that he lost against Bohachuk in his last matchup, but I think he has something that Xander Zayas doesn't have. I think Xander Zayas is the better boxer between the two of them, the better counterpuncher. Even though Virgil Ortiz is a real good counterpuncher himself, I just think he's a lot better defensively than Virgil Ortiz, which defense isn't always going to win you the fight. Sometimes you gotta have more. You gotta have more than just being able to get out of the way of somebody's shots. Look at somebody like Shakur Stevenson, man. He's kind of being berated because of his defensive prowess right now. Not even kind of. He's lost traction because of his last two fights. He's lost traction. So you just gotta have that middle ground. I think Xander Zayas is finding that middle ground, but I think. I don't know if it would be I think they both have the equal amount of experience. I think they both have an equal amount of experience, man. I think Sergey Bohachuk is a dark horse in the division, and for Virgil to get dropped twice, especially that second knockdown, I think it should have been about 3 knockdowns in that fight. But after that second knockdown, for him to get up and kick it in the second gear like he did, and just say, "Man, fuck that! I'm not losing this fight. I'm not supposed to lose this fight, and I damn sure am not about to lose this fight." For him to just, hone in on that and just really like, "Yo, all right, bro, it's on now," and just really go to work and really put pressure on him and really just, the dude never lost his win. Cardio seemed to be good, man. Just, punching with spite, aggression. Because I think effective aggression can break the will of a fighter with defensive prowess, just because he's just making you uncomfortable with the fact that his ambition is really to just put to lay into you and hit you. A lot of times that can kind of rattle somebody with really good defensive capabilities. And with him doing that and just really just kicking it in the high gear like that, bro, that shit is scary. There's no reason for this fight to brew. There's no reason for it whatsoever. These dudes need to get in the ring and brawl out right now. Mexico versus Puerto Rico resonates with them two right there. Even though Virgil Ortiz isn't a Mexican national, he's of Mexican descent. And he's learning Spanish. So he's gonna be able to what's the word I'm looking for? He's gonna be able to communicate and identify with his Mexican brethren as the years wane on, you dig? So I think that shit is dope about him, man. But what I'm seeing from him, I'm like, yo, bro, homie he really impressed me his last bout. I'm not gonna lie. He really impressed me. And Xander Zayas impressed me as well. I think his fight with Cavaliasquez, I think that right there, Cavaliasquez is a dude who doesn't get the respect that he deserves. He doesn't get the respect that he deserves, man. And for him to go in there and knock him out in the manner that he knocked him out in, the kid is violent, man. Virgil Ortiz is violent. And it's not just aggression with him, man. He has good feet as well. He has pretty good head movement. He's not, putrid defensively. He's not Xander Zayas, but he's not putrid defensively, man. He's he's aggressive. And when you're aggressive and when you're a pressure fighter like that, you're gonna eat some shots on the inside. Well, when you're gonna eat shots, you're not gonna, that's a hard thing to do. You dig? That, be effective and then, apply pressure on top of being defensively immaculate. Good luck with that. You dig? You're a lot more easier to hit than somebody who just lays back at mid-range, mid to long distance, and look to pick you off and walk you into counter shots, man. I think Virgil Ortiz he's a lot more effective than Xander Zayas, man. And I think I said effective. He's a lot more aggressive than Xander Zayas, and I think that aggression is something that could, cause a fighter to waver, cause a fighter to bend the proverbial knee. I want that fight ASAP. We need that fight ASAP. Let's get this shit done right now. And if this fight is as competitive as most people would think that is, we have a potential rivalry right there. It's so many fights that could be potential rivalries that they're not allowing to happen because everybody wants to, we got to marinate. Man, we done with the marinating shit. Strike while the iron is hot. Virgil and fucking Xander need to happen now. Virgil and Xander need to happen right now. That is a fight that we need to see. And that fight is I think they're both ready for championships, for title bouts. I honestly do. Will they win them? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think probably the weakest champion right now is Sebastian Fundora, and even that is, he's not weak. He's definitely not weak. But I'm saying Sebastian Fundora, like Tim Tszyu already smacked on Murtazaliev. He hasn't fought Murtazaliev yet, but I think that Tim Tszyu is about to take that belt from Murtazaliev. He's gonna do. I think he fights sometime this month. I can't remember, but when he gets that belt back, I think if he gets that belt back, this is boxing, anything that can happen. If he gets that belt back, I think that would make Sebastian Fundora the more vulnerable champion of the three. Between Fundora, Zoo and Bud. I think that would make him the more vulnerable champion. So I'm not saying that he's not the weakest, but in this literal sense, I think he's the more vulnerable. I don't want to say the weakest, but the point is they're ready for those types of fights. They're gonna be dog fights, but they're ready for those type of fights, and that will be a dog fight. I think Sebastian Fundora is gonna make it. He's gonna muddy it up for any of them, man. And I think with him fighting the likes of a Tim Zoo, that adds to his experience. Him being in there with Brian Mendoza, him being in there with Erickson Lubin, knocking him out, that adds that adds to his to his repertoire. So Sebastian is they're ready for Sebastian Fundora. I say all that to say that they're ready for Sebastian Fundora. Why not make these fights happen? We need that fight right now. We don't need to wait no more. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. We need that fight. We need that fight. Two evenly matched fighters. Let's make it happen. Two evenly matched fighters. Let's make it happen. Where one lacks, the other one, excels at. I think, Virgil Ortiz is the bigger puncher between the two of them. I think they both have an equal amount of experience. I think Xander is a little bit more technically proficient, even though Virgil Ortiz is technically proficient as well. I think Xander has the better, the better defensive prowess. I think they're both equally good counterpunchers. I think they both have equally good feet, but I think not Virgil, but Xander is a little bit more defensively sound. So let's make the fight happen. I'm not. It's no need to keep bloviating on. Nah. Let's make that shit happen, Brody, and let's make that shit happen right now. Oh shit, let me tuck that tag. And that's how the fuck I'm feeling about it. I'm about to drop these dogs off and head back to the crib and finish Tales from the Hood 3. Doses.